No. Professional streamer, by the way. Don't even have the music on Spotify. There we go. Apologize about that, guys. What's up, everybody? What's up? Ben! What's up, brother? So today is pretty straightforward. We're going to be doing some more like starter build crafting. I want to see if they're like, I want to see if we can craft a kind of spear type build. We'll see if that's possible today. Obviously, we're going to throw out path of building and some other stuff. Just kind of theory craft. First thing we're going to take a look at really quick on stream, for those that did not check the patch notes or anything like that, I want to quickly go over some very key things in the patch notes real quick. Man, I passed out waiting for the patch notes yesterday. They nerfed the crap out of everything. Bro, don't even get me started, man. Everything is nerfed. It's interesting because it's going to be like playing the game for the first time again. So there's going to be a lot of cool things and a lot of new, like everything's going to be new, like discoverable, right? Like new metas, new everything. But yeah, let me get to real quick. So let me show it to you guys. So we're gonna get to the patch notes, right? So the patch notes up really quickly. They buffed Exile finally, yeah, nice. So one thing, our magnetic salvo that I build is gutted, no longer possible. If we go down to magnetic salvo now deals 100 to 140% of attack damage with impact at gem levels 13 to 20. Previously 89 to 125%. So it's a buff there, right? The explosion though, the explosions is 155 to 218, and it previously was 177 to 250, so nerf there. So I think overall it kind of equals out on the at least hit, so it's not that big of a deal. But the big thing that makes magnetic salvo like pretty dog now is the fact it can only fire 8 missiles instead of being able to fire 14 to 17 at gem levels 13 to 20. So that is a huge nerf. We're firing half the projectiles. On top of that, quality doesn't give more missiles, so we don't fire. So we're firing even more, or even less, I mean, than like 50%. So they nerfed the skill by like 60%, 70%. Actually, hold on, no, my bad. Quality now provides 4 missiles. Okay, I got that wrong. So it's still about a 50% damage nerf because they're taking away the obviously 20% more projectile damage like multiplier. And then obviously they're nerfing half the projectile shot. So we can still get around this, right? That's fine. It's not that big of a deal. But the big kicker to everything is the fact that Bone Storm got completely changed. And that's where we were able to prime bosses to really do our damage. To do the, you know, millions of damage to be able to like one shot. Benson, what's up, brother? Jonathan, LE, what's going on? So yeah, if we take a quick look, Bone Storm, right? They change it to where it now does let me skip this one. This one's kind of dog. It now does a mechanic called Impale, similar to the Impale mechanic from POE 1. Interesting, right? Hits the impaled enemy, cause the next attack against that enemy to gain added physical damage equal to 30% of the physical damage dealt by the impaling hit. So one, this makes me to believe, one, it doesn't stack anymore. You can't get multiple 17, 20 stacks on a boss to enable multi-hits. Two, you have to invest into spell damage and stuff like that to juice the spell to even have any sort of like damage on hit. So basically double nerf to our build, pretty much unplayable now, which is fantastic. I6, what's up? So yeah, our build is basically hardcore rip skippity dip dip. So yeah. So that's fun, that's fun. So with that being said, Magnetic Exile is pretty much unplayable. Huntress, Failing Thunder, Elemental Spears can be pretty spicy. I'll have to look into that, Benson. Welcome in the lead build. Low key, might have to, Ellie. Small tier list. What do you mean, George? Like, you have a small tier list, or do you want me to make a tier list? Confused on that. Yeah. Expos of the future? Potentially. I haven't really looked too much into expos. Let me look in the crossbows. The base damage of all crossbows have been increased. Crossbows now have two-handed versions of added damage modifiers instead of one-handed versions. Okay, that's pretty cracked. Shard Scavenger now instantly reloads your crossbow upon consuming freeze, shock, ignite, or fully broken armor, no more than once every 7.3 to 6.1 seconds at gym levels 8 to 20, previously 9.3 to 8.2. Add an optional bindable action while using controller, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Who cares on that? Because the barber crossbow can consume more than one bolt, one firing more than one projectile. Okay, crossbows are good. Now here's my thought. If we go to our mobilitis guide, by the way, the video is out, the guide is out, so obviously a watch on the video and a like on it would be much appreciated. You can find that by doing !new video in chat, but I'm sure most of you have already seen it and liked. Always much appreciated if you guys do that. What we could potentially do is just get rid of bows and just try our like bow idea with simply running crossbows. So obviously the whole like idea that I have behind this whole build is running red flare. That'll allow us to get, you know, a chance to gain power charge on hit. On top of that, I looked at potential support because this is a big one. If potential got nerfed or fixed in the interaction, this wouldn't be possible. But potential, the only thing changed on potential, because this isn't anything to do with it, is right here. It now causes supported skills to have 40% more chance to critically hit while consuming power charges, previously 30. So the interaction in the passions at least didn't say that they got fixed, which means that obviously we can generate power charge with red flare, and then we can throw Fire the Storm. Since we're critting, that'll trigger the lightning bolt skill, and we can actually throw potential support on there, and it will actually consume the power charge, which it's not supposed to. It's supposed to only like be skills that you use yourself, but it somehow works with Choir the Storm. So we could do that, right? Generate, consume, Choir the Storm, bam, we get the thing there, we freeze, that would go into our frenzy, and we would kind of get this like overarching thing, and potentially it could be really good with crossbows since it's like rapid fire. We're gonna get multi-hits and stuff like that. So it could be kind of broken, low-key. We might have to try that out. Other classes to play, annoying to play with the reload mechanic, never tried. Jonathan, nah, not at all, brother. We made a Pathfinder, not Pathfinder, but a Deadeye crossbow build, and if we go to the YouTube channel real quick, I can kind of just show you some gameplay on it. You guys should still be able to see all this, I think. If we go, where's our crossbow build at? There we go. If we take a look here, this is our crossbow build we had before, which this is not a crossbow build, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay, we're good. You can see right there, like the damage is broken on it, right? Like, look at that. And it should be getting better overall. Like, and this is obviously us just going through maps. Obviously, crossbows are getting a buff, so like overall, it's going to be getting better. And that's without running like the Huntress Ascendancy with the potentially the power charge, like, you know, generator build, which the AoE should just be as good, if not better, because actually elemental infusions have a bigger radius, which is funny enough, than heralds, and they have a way better attack damage multiplier. So potentially this build might be freaking broken with crossbows. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's remains to be seen. But yeah, should be pretty cracked. So I might put this in the notes here to try crossbows. Honestly, I'm leaning more and more towards crossbow Huntress with the same like concept we have here, low-key. Obviously, I do want to try to craft a spear build today, but we'll see how that works. The planner should be updated right here. If you're talking about path of building isn't updated. Planner not updated. Yeah, I already read that. Those are pretty fun to play with. Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, who's going to be comfortable in level end game? Your tier list based on patch notes. Right now, to be honest with you, there isn't a whole lot that we know. It's very hard to say what skills are going to be good and what skills aren't, just because the simple fact that they didn't actually list all the skill changes. So this line right here says many skills have had their base damage and or damage growth per level rebalanced. Most of these changes are not specifically mentioned below, as the changes are too widespread. So we don't even know all the skills, what they've got changed, what their new damage levels are going to be per level at level 20 gem info. We don't know any of that. So it's pretty much hard to say right now, like a tier list of what skills are going to be good. But obviously I looked through, you know, our like Huntress bow league starter, and I made sure that obviously none of the like notables, none of the stuff that we're going down here has been changed, you know, and I put together a pretty safe play style that you can go in and it's still going to be good, but I don't think it's going to be meta, especially with all the new support gems and uniques. But you can definitely run this and farm currency for sure, and then go into that, or simply tweak the build, which, like I said, we might try crossbows because that might be potentially broken with this build. What's up, it's in. I think it's, yeah. Elemental fusion and stuff, yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. How do you build power charges? Yeah, red flare. Red flare gives you a 20% chance to gain them on hit. And that means like you hitting the enemy, obviously. And that works with crossbow attacks. And since if we did do crossbows, since you're attacking, you know, just say you did like rapid fire, you're attacking a crap ton of, you know, times a second. So we should be getting a lot of power charges. Then later on, Choir the Storm potential should still be working as intended to consume it. With the lightning bolt trigger from Choir the Storm. Obviously we'll test to see if that's still the case, but at least in patch notes they didn't say they fixed it. And then that should just give us a crap ton of, like, you know, the cold infusions from Huntress Ascendancy, and then we should be able to generate also a combat frenzy charge consumption as well, to have at least 2 of them going. It should be pretty fun. Our playstyle got buffed, so apparently Spears is a one-hander and it doesn't work with Giant's Blood. Yeah, it doesn't, unfortunately. Yeah, Lich, it's borked. Yeah, Lich is kind of right now. Andy, what's up, man? It's actually funny though, because they nerfed Ingenuity. I don't know how to spell correctly. 1 second. I'm having a 4-hour type sleep brain fart. Hold on. It's EN. For some reason I was thinking IN. I don't know why. There we go. So Ingenuity got nerfed. It went from 40 to 80%, right? That's standard. It's now 20 to 30%. That's a huge nerf. It's more than a 50% nerf, right? Well, more than a 50% nerf. On top of that, it only affects your left and right rings. So that means running Ritualist with the 3rd ring slot doesn't even affect. So Ritualist is kind of looking now. But I mean, hey, it has charm slots. I have no clue. We might not even get it for release, because you got to think release is tomorrow, right? So like we don't got that much time to get the full dynamite stuff. You're building some random Lich builds? Ellie, if you come up with something, let me know. I mean, yeah, Ben, but I mean, before Ingenuity was literally 40 to 80% on both ring slots, so it's still a more than 50% DPS nerf. I don't think, Ben, if the ring slot fell under the left, I feel like there would be no reason to put this here. It just seems weird that they would word it left and right ring slot. I'm pretty sure that means that the 3rd ring slot is not going to be affected. Or else, if it was affecting both, why would you word it like that? There's nothing in the game currently that, you know, like adds stuff like this. So I just don't understand why word it like that if it affects all ring slots. It just makes more confusion in the community. What's your opinion about GGG nerfing chain effects on all the heralds? I think it was needed. I think it's just too powerhouse right now of like people running it for meta for everything for clear wise. So I'm happy, or at least I'm interested to see the new builds that are coming out for like clearing and stuff. Yeah, true, Benson. It might be, I don't know. Ingenuity went from a T10 unique to somewhere in the leveling tier, basically. Yeah, How is bad, Ingenuity is pretty bad. I mean, a lot of stuff got nerfed. So the one build I was looking in for Lich, which was Hex Blast. Oh, they removed this one. Is Hex Blast got nerfed. So Hex Blast, like Lich and Archmage stacking, is not it anymore because Archmage got nerfed. And then Hex Blast got nerfed. So Hex Blast now can only detonate curses on enemies, which are 50% of the duration, right? So obviously this is bad. That means it can never, like, you can't run Blasphemy support with it. You can't just run around, you know, with Blasphemy and like a curse and just blow a pack up. You don't have to manually cast a curse, wait for 50% of the duration to go away, then you can explode the pack. So Hex Blast basically got just completely nerfed. On top of that, Archmage also got completely nerfed because now it's 3% extra lightning damage per 100 max mana instead of about 6%. So again, a 50% damage nerf there. On top of that, they removed the quality. So the quality before would give you about 2% damage extra lightning damage for each 100 maximum mana. Now it only gives you 10% reduced reservation. So that's even a bigger nerf. So it's like more than a 50% nerf. So you basically got double tapped on Archmage, like mana stacking, Hex Blast builds. We didn't know your opinion. What's the new Pathfinder ascendancy point does? Let me look at that. I don't remember off the top of my head. Pathfinder, the running assault ascendancy passive skill now grants 50% less move speed penalty from using skills while moving previously 30. Location, okay. Looking at the chemistry, passive skill has been removed, and during listers can no longer has prerequisite. Okay. Added a new multi-choice practical remedies ascendancy passive skill that provides the ability to allocate grounding stick, dousing vial, or thawing campfire, which provides immunity to shock, immunity to ignite, immunity to freeze, respectively. I mean, it's a good defensive layer. The immunity to freeze is going to be kind of nice while mapping. Passive skill, which provides 30% evasion, also grants elemental damage reduction. I mean, the stuff here is good. Pathfinder is still very strong. The one thing I didn't really look into is just the flask, because the flask, the concoction skills, you can't like have a weapon anymore. They're now required to be unarmed, which I think that means that you literally can't have a weapon in each, like, any of your slots. So you can't do like the, you know, like quiver thing. You can't do bows anymore. So all that. So definitely damage nerf. So I don't really know how this is gonna work. I'm still a little confused on this. Just, you know, like, because I feel like there's not really a lot of whole unarmed stuff in the game currently to really do like crack stuff with it. But I mean, without like spending a few hours looking into this stuff for flasks and concoction skills, I really wouldn't know to the full extent. But I feel like concoction skills and stuff and like Pathfinder is still going to be strong. I would just have to, like I said, look into it to figure out what we could potentially build with it. What's new in the game? A lot of stuff, Alex. Gems, uniques, pretty much everything got changed. All going to be doing meta stuff. I have no clue, Andy. Right, Ben? Deadeye remains similar to the previous league. Yeah, Deadeye is exactly the same. They did nothing to Deadeye. They just basically added, they basically did the, what do you call it, Thrilling Chase passive skill. Now provides when you consume a frenzy charge, you count as having consumed twice as many. So that's good. Deadeye is still going to be strong, but I don't think it's going to be stronger than Huntress. Yeah, exactly. I don't think, Ben. At least that wording makes it seem like that. Why you say that, Revered? I haven't, like I said, I haven't looked into it fully. Why you say that? The only thing reasonable is they buff flat numbers. True. Yeah, no Widow Hell or nothing on that. 200% bonus spawn rate with concoctions. Let me look at that. Concoctions. You'll be on one hit still them, but existing ones will be. Okay. So concoction skills not required on our website. Yeah. Okay. Are you just saying that because they have 200% like more magnitude and stuff like freeze, shock, poison, etc.? Is that what you're saying? I'm honestly surprised they didn't nerf the Titan Hawking form. True. Yeah, Deadeye's still gonna be good. I just, like I said, don't think it's gonna be stronger than Huntress. Well, the one thing we don't know, Revered, is like how the concoction is going to be with the, you know, it counting as like unarmed stuff, right? Because they said it no longer deals base damage, instead dealing only attack damage specified from the skill, which, if I remember correctly, it's still good flat, like added cold and stuff like that. But obviously, we have to test to see, like, with weapons off, exactly what the damage is. Obviously, it's still going to be cracked on freezing, but if you did do like freezing concoction and stuff like that, they did nerf freezing. Jesus, I can't type today. So freezing, I think, now has a longer, like, harder apply rate. Yeah, so freezing. Did they make I swear they made freezing. Maybe it's freeze. Yeah, freeze now builds up roughly 48% slower. So basically 50% nerf on freeze building. So you could play the other concoctions, but like I said, I just don't know the like unarmed stuff with flasks, how like that's gonna feel, like how much we can scale it now without like bows or quivers or stuff like that. Well, Revered, the way that they made it sound like is you can't have a weapon in your main or you can't have a weapon in your offhand. It won't take effect on either. That's the way that like it made it sound like you can't have anything equipped in those two. But maybe I'm bugging. Is there any chance they will nerf Trample Toe? I think they already did. Yeah, Trample Toe. Ice crystals can no longer apply on kill effects such as Herald of Ash and Trample Toe Overkill. So Trample Toe's got a little bit of a nerf there. Well, a big nerf there. Eventually, yeah. Sure. Yeah, exactly, weird. Warrior Wall? What is that called? I can look right now. Yeah, Deadeye seems fine. Just keep in mind though that we don't know a lot of the skill changes to like the gem leveling per level, like growth and stuff like that. So lightning arrow, all of those could have got kind of like hit hard. It's just we don't really know that type of stuff. But Deadeye should still be good regardless if you want to do like crossbows and other stuff. Was the dominance in the speedruns? Oh yeah, true. It's in patch notes, says reduced health scaling. Let me see. Reduced health. There's nothing for reduced health. Warrior. Like I said, I don't play Warrior, so I don't really know how bad they got hit, so it's kind of hard for me to like tell you guys. Ice shot properly, it should still be good. You just have to figure out a way to like do your bots and DPS. So the reason why I think like Huntress can be so pretty like really broken is, I don't know if I can pull it up. I can actually just go to the YouTube video and just look at it there. It'd probably be the fastest. And I can show you guys why I think it might be pretty cracked. Okay, well, it's the Steel Hunters. You guys like this game? I know I did it somewhere in the tree here. Did I not show it? I swear I showed it. Oh, maybe I didn't. Oh, unfortunately, I meant to show it. Well, let me show it right now. I meant to show it on stream, or on the video, but I guess I didn't. Professional streamer, by the way. Let me do the skills. I might have the skills actually already in somewhere that I can just throw it up for you guys. One second, let me just do this. Where's it at? Oh, sorry. Okay, and then I just gotta do this. Okay, you guys should be able to see this, right? Just make sure you guys can see all this. Yeah, we're good. All right. So the reason why I think Huntress can be OP is because of infused weapon, obviously. So like I said, if we're doing that like crossfit build with the rapid fire and red flare with the power charge generation and to acquire the storm with potential to like consume it, we're going to be getting this a lot. So obviously converts all of our fizz to cold. The explosion radius is cracked 2.6, which Herald of Ice I think is 1.6 now. Herald of Ice I think is 1. Yeah, so it's 1.6 meters. This is 2.6, is a whole meter larger than Herald of Ice, which is insane. On top of that, look at that attack damage, 612%. You know how insane that is? And if we're getting that and just say lightning, right, we're getting 2 of the infusions when we're attacking. That's only going to be 1,224% attack damage we're going to be doing with every hit, on top of having 2.6 meter radius explosions. Like that is insane to think about the amount of damage. So like I could be pretty cracked running, you know, red flare and stuff like that, but obviously we'll have to test. But I do think this could be pretty broken, especially if we're bossing as well. But yeah. Let me see. Maybe revered, we'll see. Yeah, shit. Would you mind trying your max salvo to see how bad it was tomorrow? I don't know, Ellie. I want to say yeah, I can do that, but at the same time, I'm also gonna be playing the new league, and I don't want to be sitting there, you know, testing stuff out, because I want to be going straight into the new league with the economy reset and trying to get the end game and stuff like that. Is the dev-love child of Amazon's basically. Yeah, right, revered. Worse than it's Giga broken. I know somebody tested it. I forget who, and he it does work in game at the current state. The only thing that I can think of is if they fixed it without putting it in the patch notes, because right now with potential, nothing's been. This is the only line for potential right here. So obviously this made it to where it's 40% more chance to critically hit when consuming a power charge. Previously 30%. That's it. There's nothing else in the patch notes that affect potential besides this, but this is not potential. This is withering touch stuff. So like that doesn't affect it. So nothing has been said. If you look at maybe Storm, is there anything with Fire the Storm? Fire the Storm amulet. I'll just search it fully so this way we can see. Yeah, Fire the Storm unique amulet once again triggers lightning bolt. Previously greater lightning bolt. So like it should be fine unless the triggers lightning bolt means that this doesn't affect potential and only greater lightning bolt did. But I'm not too sure on that front, but I think it should still be fine. I mean, if you guys maybe, I don't know, I mean, it should still be fine. But like I said, we'll test, obviously. I need to look in the stream elements to see what's going on here, or why that's there. I don't know why that's being spammed. Yeah, I mean, Ellie, the magnetic salvo bone storm build is dead. It's not going to do anything anyway. It's like double tap nerfed. It's not going to do any damage. So I don't even know if it's probably not even worth testing. But yeah, we'll see. But I think this could be cracked. So We can get into obviously what I want to do today, which is try to potentially make a spear huntress like League starter, and we can kind of go in there and see what that is and see how that feels. So obviously, let me bring up Path of Building, and I can throw us over to there for a little bit if it doesn't crash. Again, I still have not got it past the point where it just not gonna crash. It still crashes for some reason. Okay. Let me throw this on over to Path of Building. Why there is Path of Building? Sorry about that. So we're gonna try to do it in here. Let's go to the end game. It crashed instantly, bro. Path of Building, dude. It's fantastic. Such a good thing. So buggy, dude. Why is it so buggy, man? You guys see this? No, I gotta re-throw you over. Alright. So what we're gonna do, obviously, bro. Does anybody else's Path of Building just constantly be crashing? Here's what I'm gonna do. Alright. We're dropping this. We're gonna come down and keep that. We're gonna go. Definitely go into the spear node. Like that. And then let me throw the patch notes here on the other monitor so I can have that at least. Throw that over here. Okay. So we go to the skills. I like how also they didn't really give us all the skills, like added a new cluster, but like they didn't tell us what they do. They told us what some of the skills do, but like the big thing is obviously they removed 12 jewel sockets from the passive tree, which is very interesting because obviously now we got to try to figure out where those are. So what I'm going to potentially probably just do is what I did in the other one, is just leave 2 jewel sockets empty. So this way I feel like they'll probably do like 2 jewel sockets on each part of the tree, a total of 12. It'd be weird if they did like, you know, 4 or 5 of them up here and then the rest of them down, you know what I'm saying? So probably just leave 2 of them empty to kind of simulate, but I have no clue where they're at. You can use Kotoko's current jeweled gloves for make frenzy sure for mapping. You could. The only issue with that player is obviously consuming them. Gotta love how it just constantly uses shit. Man, Path of Building is absolutely dog, dude. You know what we're gonna do? Out of this crashing every 2 seconds, we're gonna do this. Yeah, do this. Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go here and then create. Just edit it. Yeah. Because my path of building is just crashing constantly, so it's getting a little annoying. Okay, we can do it from here. Should be better. I don't know why path of building is just so bad, but it's very bad. It's very, very bad. All right. But yeah, so starting off, like I said, we don't know the changes to like these nodes. I would assume there's some. We already know there's a new cluster added here. Somewhere around here that are gonna add like buckler stuff. It's just kind of hard to simulate, right, without knowing the full passive tree. But we can kind of do something. I'm just gonna kind of go into this, right? I can unsubscribe from you and still be a member. What? That is crazy, Ben. That's slander. It's crazy, Ben. Can't believe you do that. All right. Well, we're probably doing Storm Spear, right? So for me, I feel like we would be doing definitely Storm Spear, because that's what I kind of would want to go for here. What does Storm Spear do again? So cannot split, fork, chain, or return. The modifier so that no projectiles fire instead apply to the maximum number of lightning bolts fired. Interesting. Okay. So it can't chain or do anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting that YouTube allows stuff like that. Does Twitch also? Like, you can be a sub but not a follower? I think, Ben. Bro, why is Stream Elements doing that? Is Stream Elements saying, like, thanks for subscribing, Ben, if you are subscribing, I guess, to the YouTube channel? Is that what it's doing? Not really too sure. So we're gonna do Storm Spear. We probably would ambush, right? I would think, off the crit, potentially, for the clear. You guys think close combat would be better than long shot? My only thing is potentially with the off-screen clearing of Storm Spear, long shot might be better for the projectiles, but I feel like close combat might just be better as well. Yeah, for everyone? Yeah, I'll have to go in to see why it's I mean, I don't really mind it doing that. I just haven't set it up to do that. That's why I'm confused on why it's doing it now. It's like Casper the Ghost to control. So one thing I don't really know, maybe you guys can clarify, is if we're running close combat and the secondary projectiles from Storm Spear actually split off the enemy, does that start of their movement start from that enemy it splits off of, or is it still considered when we're throwing the spear, like from our character? Because if it starts from when we actually hit the enemy and it splits, then close combat will probably be good for cluster, like clearing, like packs. There's a argument for bullseye as well, but I feel like it's pretty easy to get accuracy, so I don't think we'll need it there. Okay. Probably would go for. Probably wouldn't go for Magnified Effect. Probably go for like Prime Armament. What the fudge was that? The calc is done at the time of hit. Okay, so from the enemy. Yeah, probably just a normal Benson. Lightning Fusion, Prime Armament, Close Combat, Ambush. Do we want heft though? I guess now we can throw it in as placeholder. I mean, there might be better stuff brought in with the new support gems. I would assume so. But for now, we'll leave that as Storm Spear. And then obviously we would throw on Thunder. Yeah, we've done Thunder. Probably throwing long shot for this for off screen clearing. Well, actually, would we do Lightning Infusion or Enervate? So Innervate is 35%, passing 35% of damage as lightning damage for 3 seconds on killing a shocked enemy. And then Infusion. Honestly, probably Innervate, right? Because if we're Infusion, like kind of, what do you call it? If we're Infusioning and getting to say Power Charge or anything else, it would be less damage with Infusion, right? With those elements. So it's like, I feel like Innervate would just be better overall. Gonna leave that there. That means we can throw in Infusion on our Herald of Thunder. And then from here, I mean, Magnified Effect, I guess. We wouldn't be running Herald of Ice and Magnified Effect. And then I guess just Mastery to it. The usual. And then from there, what else would we want to throw on this? Would you guys, I mean, I guess Combat Frenzy, right? And then we throw Ingenuity on this? Would Ingenuity actually work with Combat Frenzy? I actually don't remember if it works for Ingenuity or not support. Joe, what's up, brother? How you doing today, man? Herald Blood, this is very powerful. If you're running a bleed build, you want to have it. I feel like we still would want to run Connectivity, even though it got nerfed. And then just the normal curse stuff. Curse Ground, Heightened Cursed, and then probably Ritualistic Curse. And then probably Charge Infusion, right? Probably Precision. Ready for tomorrow? Sort of, Joe. I wish the patches came out earlier yesterday. I'm kind of running on like no hours of sleep. I, you know, literally stayed up like 5 a.m. last night getting the video for the League starter build Huntress out. So that's posted. If you wanted to look at that, just exclamation point new video, you'll find the link for that. But yeah, that's what I was kind of doing like all last night since the patches came out. Okay, so then after this, we would want probably what, Mark as well. So Connectivity Combat, Herald of Thunder, Storm Spirit, Charge Infusion, Voltaic Mark. I think is good. Maybe there's a world where we do Barrage just so we can have some sort of on-demand frenzy-like consumption. Instead of, you know, having Charge Infusion to do this. Are you sure Lightning Rod plus Orbital Storm is still going to work good after nerfs? Thanks for the latest video. It's super interesting. Live. Currently, it's very hard to say like what's meta and, you know, what's going to be OP, broken, or however you want to word it. What I can say is... Where's the patch notes? Let me throw that up on screen for you real quick. What I can say is that the nerfs obviously are like a 50% damage reduction with the rods. Like Orbistorms did get hit, and then Lightning Arrow, only change on it was that the rod now for lightning rod. So lightning arrow has like no changes to it. So obviously you got a bug fix where it can't chain off terrain, but we'd never done that. On top of that, the only real thing is the rod got hit. So lightning rods can now only change 6 times instead of 14. So obviously it's about a 50% damage nerf there. A little bit more. Obviously that's a pretty big nerf with Orb Storms, plus now that it takes a second to charge. So I don't think Orb Storm's lightning rod's going to be like S tier anymore, but I still think it's going to be good. At least good enough to go through, run the maps, you know, kill the pinnacle bosses and stuff like that. And then you can invest into other stuff. The point of like a league starter or starter build is just to kind of get going, to be able to farm, to get some currency, to either upgrade or just make another build. And that's why I kind of wanted to put it out there, just because right now there's a lot of unknowns. Like even going back with, you know, at the top here with the skill changes, there's still a lot of skills that they weren't able to put in the patch notes that had their, you know, damage, base damage and or damage growth per level rebalance. So the whole meta is going to be shifted and different, but I still think lightning arrow, Orb Storm style lightning rods is going to be probably one of your safest bets to go for. And then obviously there's applications too with the build that we're looking into. Like crossbows got a heavy buff, potentially running crossbows on our build could be pretty good as well, and dropping the bows and quivers and stuff like that. And then if we can do the frenzy charge generation with Firestorm, could be pretty broken. But yeah. Okay. What else do we want on this? I mean, I guess we could look at tree right now. Obviously, we're gonna come down and we're gonna take all these nodes. If we're doing spear, we're gonna, honestly, the tree is almost exactly the same. Going down into that and then coming back down to go into this. XC rating, doesn't matter which side we go into. Like going into both of those. Jonathan, tomorrow my plan is to go in with Huntress. Go in with Huntress, right? And at least at the very like downside, if spears aren't feeling that good, we're going to be just dropping back into our bow league starter here for Huntress, and then, you know, going in and just running that with like the arrows and stuff. Obviously, one of the things we could potentially do once we get to like end game, we're actually able to get access to Fire of the Storm. We could potentially try running that, obviously, with Red Flare Conduit, and seeing if potential support's still going to be working. And, you know, if you're doing crossbows and stuff, you're going to be attacking a lot, which means a lot of power charge, which means a lot of, you know, consumption into Fire of the Storm if that does work, which means overall a lot of burst DPS. So we'll be trying that, but I do think this is a good fallback if like bow Huntress isn't feeling that good. It's just the current state. Obviously, trying to make like a bow Huntress is kind of hard because we don't know a lot of the Huntress passive trees, like nodes that are going to be changed up here, or a lot of the stuff that's going to be added overall. And honestly, this tree is probably going to be smack dab similar to this, our bow tree, just removing the obviously bow cluster and going into the spear cluster, because it's pretty much the same, right? We still need to go into crit chance. We still need to go into these nodes for like accuracy stacking. We probably still want to go into evasion with Stalking Panther potentially. Maybe hybrid will be better to start. We'll see. Still want to come up here, so it's like, you know, not too much we really can see. I feel like it's gonna like be vastly different, so we should be fine either way. Winter got buffed too. Might be able to stack some crit with the Ascendancy nodes. Winter did get buffed. We could potentially run Winter on like a Cast on Shock support or something, but do keep in mind Cast on Shock also got nerfed. So Cast on Shock now only generates 1 energy per power of enemies you shock from skills. It previously was 2. So you got a 50% energy generation nerf on Cast on Shock. Yeah, lift to grind. Crossbows could be pretty cracked. We'll see. But yeah, it's just hard to see because like it's pretty much take out Lightning Arrow, Orb Storms, and Lightning Rod. Then just replace those skills literally with some Spear. Like, you know, come over here, replace it with, you know, like Storm Spear and stuff like that, pretty much the same supports. And then we just have to wait to really see what a lot of the other new support gems and the rest of the spear skills that aren't revealed do. But I mean, the tree should be pretty much exactly the same, you know. It's just, I mean, like I said, if you guys have any suggestions on where to go on the tree potentially, let me know. Obviously, like I was looking into going into maybe like Frenzy and or power charges, and I think there is a argument to be made if that Acquire the Storm thing works, potentially trying to shift maybe a little bit to like power charge stuff, because obviously if I can find it on the tree here. Where is power charges? I cannot find power charges. Here we go, power charges. So power charges obviously will give us, if I can find the actual node. Power charge will give us a lot more crit damage bonus if we consume the power charge recently, and obviously we'll probably always be consuming if the, you know, interaction works. So there could be an argument to be made to, you know, go into these potentially, or just so much more crit damage. Right now, gang, this is for Amazon. Ritualist, in my opinion, doesn't look really that insane anymore, especially the amount of nerfs to Ingenuity and the fact that it only affects your left and right ring socket, meaning that it's not going to affect, you know, your third ring socket, which sucks. So Ritualist isn't really looking that insane anymore compared to like Amazon, in my opinion. Probably still going to the Catalyst. I mean, I probably keeping the same. The one thing I do want to change.
Listen, man, look. Y'all fucking with a dog, bro. Pops gave the green light, kill him off, bro. So now I'm eating everything that I've been touching. I done failed, got up off the ground, and I kept running. This is nothing. Promise you ain't stopping me. Pain pushing me through it, man. I guess it's how it's gotta be. Money coming soon, better pick him like a lottery. I'm about to blow up. I need 100 apologies. Better come and follow me. Get up on this wave, dog. And if not, get the fuck up on my way, dog. Boy, you looking at the bro, better know it. They be talking like they cold, my nigga, my flow COVID. Fuck, I look like to sitting in second place. I don't think they really get it. I do whatever it takes. I'm taking out all the fakes. I'm overflowing my plate. They doubted nigga before, but now they know when I'm great. I made a couple mistakes, I learned though. I know my shit finna pop, it just burns slow. Told them I ain't finna stop till I'm on the tip top of hip hop. Roll a window down, let my shit
Start to Cemetery 49 minutes. Nice. Yeah, I need to do a lot of research tonight on like the league starts speedrunning.
I showed up in my Sunday's best. Right? Hey, look. You looking at San Diego's Messiah, setting boots on fire. I annihilate these rap niggas' desires. Live and direct, niggas hide in the void, cause my foot on their neck. Rest in peace.
Let me look at one thing.
This ain't for no boys. I'm the one speaking up for those with no voice. Niggas ask why I feel like I got no choice. This race isn't given to those with no voice. So I'm so Kobe with it. Cruising the city slowly, minding my only business, the goat and the cozy fit. The only difference is that niggas solely sticking to the coast created. See my presence and they know we gifted. Holy talking, all caps, my cap size 7.5, leaving rap niggas baptized. Ask Christ to forgive me for my sins, for killing everyone that was saying we couldn't win Kazi.
Alright, let's see. We might not even need to go into this low key. If we don't, that would free up a lot of points potentially, and we could take this cluster. We'll have to see exactly if we do need it. Again, might not be worth going into this potentially, because I think coming up here and taking Wildstorm is going to give more DPS overall than just doing something like that. You know what I can do? I can go into our normal Huntress potentially, look at Lightning Arrow's DPS and just kind of see and simulate that to see if it's better or not. So our accuracy rating right now on Lightning Arrow Obviously, it's missing some stuff in POE, but it's 7.1. What is dropping this? Okay, so it doesn't calculate the accuracy on that. We have to see in game. But let me just see the. Yeah, so that's better. I think it's worth trying something like this for now. I like the spirit tree. I think this is fine. So it might still be worth coming down into here. Potentially we'll have to see in game how much it gives us. Does anybody know exactly how much pinpoint gives for accuracy wise? Like, what does this mean? Like, if we have to say a 35% accuracy or 35% crit hit, right? How much accuracy does it give us? Does anybody know? Is that like 350? Like, what is it? Does anybody know the ratio of pinpoint? Is anything out there on it? Yeah, pin can definitely be the new freeze. What is the exact wording on it? Yeah, pinpoint shot. Anything? No. If you have like 50% total crit chance, you will gain 50% increased accuracy rating. Okay, so it's increased. I don't know if it was increased or flat. Okay, so if we have 35, it's 35, 50, 50. Okay, I see. So I mean, that's pretty big though, 35% increase accuracy. So I simply just go into the path of building real quick and just put it in here. So 35%. Just say 35. That puts our accuracy rating at a total of 7.9. If we take away that 35, we go down to 7.1. So we lose about 800 accuracy for a 35% crit chance. So it might still be worth it coming down in here. Like, again, we'll have to see the crit chance, obviously, and stuff like that. It sucks that it's so many points to go down in here. Obviously, I think later on, the main thing is maybe just grab a Megalomaniac and throw a pinpoint on it. And then just throw it in a Jewel socket with something else more beneficial. Because, I mean, at that point, right, we would save a lot of points if we could run this tree. But we'll see. Thanks everybody for dropping subs on the channel, obviously, and following on Twitch and all that. Much appreciated. We are actually really close on Twitch. We're 5 followers away from 1,100. So if you guys obviously are not following over there, make sure you go hit that. Much appreciated, by the way. But yeah, I think this setup is fine for right now. Why was that node you were talking about for all the extra points? The node I was talking about is pinpoint. Obviously, to get to it, we have to spend what? That's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have to spend 9 passive points to get to pinpoint. which is going to give us, you know, just say if we have 35% crit chance, it should be giving us 35% increased accuracy rating. So I just don't know if it's worth that many points, right? Because we can go in, we can drop all of that, take these 3 points out, and then that allows us to go in and get like Wild Storm, Exposed to Storm, all that good stuff. So it might not be worth. It's probably not worth going into that. I pray to God that it's time not to text. She wanna vex. I'm getting bored, thinking about next. I told my skin won't take the whole world to stop, man. We gotta focus on the check. Licking the vibes and they don't tense. I can move bro skin, she can move friends. I think about all the time. I think the tree's fine for now. You can get the charm slot in that way. I think charms will be good distance in this patch. Where's the charm slot? Right here? Maybe? I mean, I think until we know what charms can do, I don't think it's worth like pathing and like trying to theory for it into it for Hun. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know the charms, so it's like trying to say going into like a buckler passive because the buckler shields could have really cool uniques. It's like, you know, I just too many unknowns, I think, to really put our points into it. Okay, so we have the tree. Obviously, we're going to be running Storm Spear, same setup, Herald of Thunder, Combat Frenzy at least. Does Ingenuity work with Combat Frenzy? Does anybody know? Does it like give less cooldown so you can proc more of these or what? Does not? Okay. Okay. Do you guys think we should add anything here for skills? Are there actually spear support gems in here? No, there's not. Okay. I mean, we could just run the same stuff, I guess, technically is the other thing. I mean, I think this is fine for now. Secondary one, maybe is Barrage. I'll just throw Barrage in here, I guess, for now, just so we can have it if we want to use it or not. Okay, so I think that's fine for now. I'm just so not willing to even begin to speculate on this. I think they have done a really good job at making Huntress a organic build. Potentially, like I said, the main thing for me is obviously the unknowns on how many of the starting stuff's going to change and what all the new and added stuff's going to be. I don't think they said anything in the patch notes about like what the spear passive node down here, if they're going to change or not, did they? At least if they did, I did not catch it. Plus scatter, like scatter shot? Something like that. Did it not? Yeah, okay, so I didn't miss it then. It's unfortunate. I'm just looking at one thing, 1 second, guys. Sorry about this. Insane. Okay. So I think that's fine there. What I'm interested in. Let me let's look at the builds here. Is anybody actually threw up a Huntress build? Mm. Bum, bum. Hey, what's up, Ice? How you doing today, brother? On the documents on my board. You rubbing off on me, I'm not a bad guy. I'll give you everything you want if you ask nice. You made me wish I was fucking sober. Girl, I'm really waiting till it's over. If you scared of me, just wait until October. You think I'm cheating, baby, I don't even know her. You think I'm digging deep, but I can dig it lower. There's nothing here. I don't see how I'm supposed to put you in a rover. I'm done. There's nothing. Gotcha. Nothing. Nothing. Go back and let's start gonna jump a bit here, fill the need to go play power tools because you know replacing load bearing walls plus vodka equals power tools. Good idea. How about no, Beard? That doesn't sound like a good idea to me, man. Okay. So the tree's fine, that's done. On top of that, the skill gems I think are fine for right now. There's not too much we can really go into and speculate. The one thing obviously would be to consume combat frenzy. We don't really know too much about the full effects that we can to consume this. Obviously we have barrage here to just manually consume it. Another way would be to obviously do the red flare, so if you generate power charge potentially and then have that be consumed with charge diffusion. I think it's still like a good thing to probably throw on here for a chest piece. I feel like red flare is going to be just very good this league. I mean, for Huntress. On top of that, let's go ahead and throw then you probably should go do it, Revered. Let's be honest. Okay. All right, Revered. Peace out, brother. Okay, so from here, let's go ahead and start getting some items in here. That's easy to do. So spear, they I don't think they revealed anything for spear, right? Spear, finish shots. Oh, throwing spears. That's cool. Interaction. Add 2 new item classes: spears and bucklers. Currently spears. Yeah, nothing. Okay, so nothing insane there. We're going to skip this one, so it's gonna die. Larino, I think is your name. Welcome, brother. Thanks for the follow. Glad you're vibing out, enjoying the channel, dude. Minnie, what's up, Minnie? All right. Yeah. So we're gonna throw on probably just a normal spear. Probably just do the one that has like yeah, projectile speed. Sure. Refresh. What's up? What's up, guys? How you doing today? Interesting. You want accuracy on this. Then probably just honestly fizz and increase fizz. Actually, can one hands roll this? How much can one hands roll on accuracy rating? Alright, Minnie. Glad you finished your finals. Hopefully everything's good. Have a good one. Let me real quick. Let me check something. Go with I don't know, what's a one hand? One hand mace, sure. Look at accuracy. Okay, they can roll 550. Fizz, we want to roll on here as well. Doesn't matter, sure. And then fizz again, try to roll increase fizz potentially. We'll do something similar like that. And then that should be fine for a spear. Obviously we have an offhand buckler. We do have bucklers here, nice. You want to be doing an expert buckler, doesn't really matter which one. And then sort of look for like evasion on there. Something similar on that. And then just look for reses. Probably something like that. Yeah. RNG gods will be dead. He just dropped an instance relic. Dang, Benson. Right now we're doing a spear. Trying to make a spear Huntress, Joe. Can you roll accuracy actually on like shields? You cannot. Okay. No clue, Joe. This is unknown. I can't say it is or it isn't until we get in the game and start like testing with it. I'd be worth going into then. Farhan.
Let's go.
Where's that?
Rich. Cuban. Yeah, I'm wrong when I'm right. Can't keep it calm when we gon' have a fight. I'm a bomb on the side. When I don't.
What is the unique shield? Do you know the name of it? I guess I could look in POB. See the helmet. So obviously we'd be running evasion. I can't search evasion like that. Okay. Search expert for now. I just like life. Increased evasion. then can you roll accuracy? You can roll accuracy. Maybe accuracy. Then just definitely some type of reses. Something simple like that. The gloves, I mean, we can maybe roll Kotokos. Did they change Kotokos at all? Added Katava ascendancy class for warrior. No. Nothing changed with Kotokos current. So that should still be the same. Do you like the patch notes? Some of them I like, some of them I don't. Obviously everything got nerfed, so that's a big downside. Our Magnetic Salva got butchered, but I think the cool thing about it is everything's going to be new and kind of off meta, so it's like discovering the game all over again. So I'm pretty hyped for that part. So if we do run Kotokos, obviously we'd be playing Electrocution build up. That means Combat Frenzy would be proccing. That means Charge Diffusion would also be proccing. That means we'd get Red Flare, which would be proccing as well. Yeah, it could be pretty cracked on that front. I think this is a fine setup there. Then we'd want to have boots. Boots. Expert boots. Just really high evasion rating boots. I can stand on being savage. Digital and worldwide, I don't got time for ratchets. I'm a torch, you a sorry box of matches. Ecabella store, boss on 556 flashes. I know who I am and I can stand on. We're not gonna run accuracy on this. We're just gonna make this really nice. And again, I don't think we need to run all these, but just a combination of these. Do I have lightning already? I don't. Something like that. Okay. Is that a new shield? Is that of mine? Blocking damage as is activating stuff, but I see. There's not a buckler though, this is the Rampart shield. I forgot if they mentioned, did they say you can use any type of off shield, like offhand, like shield with spears? I'll keep it how it is now. Belt. We'll potentially throw some unique belts in here, but I can maybe just go for something normal. Is there anything that would be good? Yeah, probably just a normal base spell. And just something simple as like life, chaos res. That's pretty much it. And then we would do a solar amulet. Probably running spirit on it as well. Then definitely an increased evasion rating percentage. Highest we can go. Bum, 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 bum. Can you roll accuracy on an amulet? I think you can, right? Yeah, we can. We can roll accuracy. And then we would want hint. Yes. We'd run rings. Probably just like same thing. It's prismatic. On the rings, I think we just kind of keep it simple. What do you guys think? Lightning fizz, cold fizz. What do you guys think we should run on it? Probably well, like lightning. Obviously, you'd want better rolls than that, but just say for now, lightning, and then what? Fizz. And then obviously accuracy rating. And then we would just roll same thing, int. And just versus. I can copy that and just import it over. No, I can't, fortunate. What ring do we do over here? Prismatic. Pop, 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 pop.
I've been on my business, hoping I could kill it. I don't fuck nigga, and I feel like a daddy when the label fucking give me. Get your bitch a hickey, back in the
Yep.
I don't have no regrets for the shit I did. Ask your favorite rapper how much the label spent. 5 band for him.
And save it.
And that was it. Now he a broke ass link nigga with his penny spent.
Alright. So, I can kind of explain a little bit the premise. Is what I'm thinking. So, obviously for Spear, we're going to be running Storm Spirit. This is obviously going to be the main skill here. Basically, it's going to throw a Spear, it's going to throw projectiles off, etc. It does consume a Frenzy Charge to throw projectiles off and stuff like that. So the whole thing around it is going to be running Kotoko's Currents. This way our lightning damage can throw Electrocution build up, which should play into Combat Frenzy. This way we'll get Frenzy Charges, and then obviously Charge Infusion will consume those every, you know, like, I don't know, 4 seconds or whatever it is. Obviously a little bit slow on the downside of there, but we're also going to get Power Charges, which will be consumed as well by Charge Infusion. We can probably see too, later down the line, if you are running Spear, you can try the Choir of the Storm, like the bow variant. That might be pretty good as well. It just depends on how many times you can hit and if interaction works and how Storm Spear feels. And obviously we don't know a lot of the support gems either, so I'll have to keep an eye out for that. But I think everything here for the interaction is fine. The tree's fine. We have the jewels down. I don't know, did you guys have any thoughts? Anything you would want to put, change? Any of the gear you think needs changed?
No, for real. I'ma need a 7-figure deal in this motherfucker. So I got my eyes peeled. I'm for real. Whole time you thought it was a drill. Hey, it's Young Drelly. Ay, I don't pop pills. I'm the wave. I don't pop pills. I'm the motherfucking wave. Ay, I don't pop pills. I'm the motherfucking underdog. Someone take the
Huh. Let me know if you guys want to change anything.
Can't nobody see me close the curtains. I woke up today with a purpose. Don't you hit me up unless it's urgent.
I'm currently in the process of trying to make one for like Spear Hunter. Like I said, it's hard because there's a lot of unknowns with Spear Hunter, like specifically the starting area of the tree, like how many paths of trees our nodes are going to change and how much they're adding or swapping around. On top of that, obviously we don't have all the support gems. We don't know like almost half of what the spear skills do and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to really do that. Whereas obviously the bow, to go back to that, the bow version, you know, is pretty simple because we can just take the same concept from our like ranger and stuff and apply it here. And all these nodes, at least in the notes, it's didn't say they were changing it all, so we can kind of copy that and stuff like that. But yeah, for spear it's a little bit harder because there's a lot more unknowns. Like, yeah, Victor. Yeah, the bow Huntress looks pretty cracked. I think this is going to be our 100% fallback if spear Huntress isn't feeling that good. We're definitely going into Amazon regardless. And then also I need to put in here is crossbows might be pretty cracked for running this type of setup because crossbows got a big buff. Oh, excuse me with the yawn. Crossbows got a big buff, and then Acquire the Storm plays, and potential still works with it to consume power charges since we're generating with Red Flare. Crossbows obviously have a lot of skills that are high, like attacks per second, so that can play into each other a lot. But we just gotta wait till we get like, you know, Acquire Storm and stuff to see. But yeah.
What does TYFONTAINE spell? Hitmaker.
Alright. So I think this is fine for now. Star Spear and all that I think is good. The tree I think is fine. I can go ahead and create some variants potentially. Also I'll create some of the leveling trees and that should be fine. But yeah, if any of you haven't seen the build video already, it is out on the channel. If you do exclamation point new video, which I'll do for everybody that hasn't seen it, hey, watch and obviously like on the video would be much appreciated. Helps it out and go a long way. And obviously it's there for those that you want me to explain the idea behind a bow huntress and why it's pretty much, in my mind, better than ranger. Outshoot doesn't need to be one. Let's go ahead and create different. Do we want to copy the items? Probably not. No, do that. Do the level 20 tree. We'll go down. Level 20 tree, definitely want to go here, 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 going down to that. Probably honestly keep the same thing for the move speed. I think that's just a no-brainer. Should be good for level 20. Then create another variant. Yeah. Probably. Yeah, do we want to go send and deliver? Like X-Play is just gonna be better. Actually, might be worth coming down into here, and then start to get him into here. I think that for sure, and then coming down into here. Alright, and then we create another one with 60, and that should be good. Yeah. Take those out, and then we probably go into that, I think. So anyway, Sphere build and Discord is probably jank. Glad you dropped the bow video. Heck yeah, Tricks. Glad you liked it, man. Yeah, I'll take a look at it here soon so we get done with this level 40 tree. I'll be honest, I'm kind of forgetting what we did for our other tree. Well, actually, hold on. I remember. We're probably not gonna have access to crit chance or anything on the end. I think it's still good to go into these for sure. Probably come down into like this. If you can grab that, and then I think that's pretty much good there. Leveling trees. Save its draft, and then I can go ahead and take a look at your GMs me. What are your thoughts on this master tree? I forgot exactly what it is, but I recall sharing something with Huntress where extra accuracy got over a certain point and will convert to damage. So I was stacking projectile damage. I figured these 4 nodes may work well with each other. If we hit the breakpoint first with raw accuracy, most likely 2,000 or 2,500, this 30% bonus would honestly convert to damage. Stacked with standard deliver inside too. Careful aim. Yeah, we are. Let me look at our in-game. What is actually this for? We're actually not taking it. We need to be taking it. We're taking on our other character, but for this one, we're not taking it for some reason. Let me do that real quick. We need to be going into nearsighted. Nearsighted is really good for 50% increased accuracy at close range. Save this draft. You were talking about careful aim. Careful aim can be good, but I think the other one's probably better. But we'll see. Because careful aim, to go on that for the tree, we would have to go down a lot in path, right? Because careful aim is down here, which could be good, obviously. But I don't know, it depends. I mean, it is a lot of damage, but here, I mean, just 60% accuracy and then, you know, another 16% on top of that. So it might just be better to go into that instead of careful aim. Let me take a look at your thing. That's what it's giving me when I try to use your link. Maybe see if like try to publish it. Maybe, I don't know. I can't look at it. Yeah, so the accuracy to damage mechanic, which I don't have, but honestly, I can look at this actually. Hold on. Who's this guy? I've never seen his channel before or heard of him. Okay. This is his tree. Interesting. Definitely different from us. He's going around here to get this instead of coming up here and grabbing Kite Runner. Which might be worth dropping Kite Runner, and then you can go into that, and then potentially, but I don't know. It's an interesting tree. Again, he's not grabbing Acceleration, which Acceleration might be worth dropping 3 points potentially for the tree. Also, we could play around and see with it. I don't agree going with Surging Currents though. I don't really think you need the damage pen when you could just come up here and get stuff like this for damage pen and other stuff. It depends what you're doing, Tricks. If you're going and not taking this, you do save points. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like Kite Runner is just so good, right? Like 10%, 10%, 10%. Unless they nerfed Kite Runner in here and I didn't see. Yeah, there's nothing on Kite Runner. But Kite Runner should be unchanged. I just feel like that's a lot of, you know, projectile damage that you're missing. That's what, that's 10, 20, 30, 40. That's 45% increased projectile damage that you're missing out on. For 2 points, so I don't know. You know? Heck yeah, Revered. Interesting. Does he have no, he doesn't have like leveling trees. I like the way he laid it out though. I probably need to lay out ours better. Oh, there's a path to building code. Interesting. I could try to feed it in. Okay. So what is this whole thing around this? Single target Stormlance, throw it down Spear Solaris. I mean, I get that, but I don't know. I just don't think running Spear Solaris is going to be working because you're going to be wanting stacking the Stormlance for damage and lightning damage. And then you're going into Spear Solaris or Lunaris, which I would assume is going to be a fire skill if it's a Pillar of Flame. So that you wouldn't be stacking into that at all because I'd assume it's going to convert to Fizz. Potentially, I guess, maybe. But I don't know. We'll see. Just gotta wait and see, I guess. I like his ideas, though. He has a lot of good ideas. But yeah. You know? And then, see if he's posted anything else, potentially. Yeah, nothing. Excuse me, guys. I like it. You guys want to go check out his video? I'll link it. Hit a like on it. He's dope. I like his ideas. Don't forget, lightning damage is getting a nerf overall also. It isn't stated how much nerf it is. Yeah, that's why I'm not really kind of... Like, I'm obviously thinking about it, but at the same time, you can't really build around something we don't know the nerfs of, right? Or, like, not built into something. I mean, and at this point, there's so much unknowns that it's like, if I don't start to build something, I'm not going to build anything. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like... the double herald tech? Yeah. We'll find something, though. Chocolate totem. Trying to look. So where did you see that lightning damage is getting a nerf, or like lightning in general, the element? Was that one shocking leap? What is some shocking leap fortunes will not enable area? Okay. I've tried spawning longer. We're back up top. Okay. You'll find it, I bet, reviewed. And this is this shield potentially to use. Bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum. So gems are good. Good there. Sorry, my thing like completely messed up. Had to reset. We're good. Okay. I think this is good to start with now. we can do is just put in here like he did, you know, that it's not fully done. I do like our concept though with red flare and Kotokos. I think that's really good. But what I'm thinking now, bum 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 ba da bum. Let's do something. All right. What else can we potentially do here? Because I can go back and edit this later. Let's take a look. It's being on trends. What are people searching for? Look at that. Back to like where it was normally. The chest that we're looking into is red flare. Truix. This is going to allow us to have a 20% chance to gain a power charge on hit. So this way we can generate power charges, and then obviously we're running Kotokos. That'll generate frenzy charges with combat frenzy, and then charge infusion should consume both of them. And then that'll give us double infusions with the Huntress Ascendancy. But then potentially we could run Choir Storm with potential on it. If that interaction still works, we'll test. And then if that's the case, we could basically auto-consume our power charges without having to worry about charge infusion. Yep. I'm actually like, out of the two builds so far with Spear, I feel like there's so much unknown with Spear. I'm not really too sure how it's going to be, but I'm very excited for our Huntress build. I think this is going to be very nice. Yeah, I think it's going to be very nice. A lot of cool applications. I might even throw Kotokos in here potentially as well. And then with Choir the Storm potentially, maybe even crossbow running. Oof, I think it has potential to just shred. Can't find it, but I remember them saying they were bringing lightning damage adds in line to their elements. I mean, maybe. Like I said, there's nothing in the patch notes about like element or shock magnitude or anything like that. So, no clue. Well, let's take a look. What are people searching for right now? Check YouTube. Hey, YouTube's still doing good. Witch Hunter. Interesting. Crossbow build. Oh. Okay. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. What are people cooking up for builds for today? We'll see. Obviously, Cade Games. Isn't he? Okay, yeah, he's the person I thought he was, but okay. There's Jorgen. I already watched it. It's a pretty good video. POE guys, Totem Master Build Guide. Interesting. The removal of Grim Feast, definitely gonna rely on evasion and raw ES until they replace or fix it. Yeah, potentially hybrid, or Huntress, like full evasion stacking with Stock Panther could be pretty cracked. Not too many builds out, huh? There we are. Obviously that we are, but there we are. So also shotgun combo, frostbolt, cold snap, sorceress league start leveling guide. That's still like working. I mean, it's a good build, but it does no bossing damage. For clearing, it's fine, but the bossing's like kind of eh. Do you have any bossing gameplay? Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but definitely against Pinnacle bossing, you're gonna feel it. But it's otherwise, it's amazing for everything else. What's my thoughts on Lightning Dead Eye? I think it's still going to be pretty cracked. So, yeah, I definitely think it's going to be really good still. Nothing's been changed there.
Take a chill, let's get it bumping on some mic. Well, you might feel we get higher than the kite still.
All right, so let's see something.
So I cannot say for real. Just got done too, yeah. Back to Carolinas where the curly's baby blue. Lately I've been lost a lot, I don't know what to do. But she know what she wants from like.
Do we need to go up in here for these points? We could potentially drop these points. I mean, might be worth potentially. But then,
never been easier. Well, I lost my will and that shit hit like a meteor. Well, today off my back. I think how about the last time? I forgot already. Whatever, it's for the better too. Put it down first, not the street, got through the avenue. Either way, I'm that dude today. I'm a cruise today. Let me breathe. I need more to space, I need no to pace. Hold on, my fault, I did not pick up, let me get my money right. They already thought I couldn't make it happen, psh, that's funny, right? If my people believe in me, best believe I'll get it right. Anyways, I'm done, little baby, I think I'll call it a night. Show, fellas, get it bumping on some mic, well, you might feel. We get higher than a kite still. Want a pretty girl and a big old bag. If the 38, so I cannot sag for real. Show, fellas, get it bumping on some mic, well, you might feel. We get higher than a kite still. Want a pretty girl and a big old bag. If the 38, so I cannot sag for real.
I need to get the fuck out of here. When I'm up on that stage, you gon' see them cheer. Late at night in their dreams, I'm the one they fear.
So I'm second one thing.
To the secret world of the Data Squad.
Choose your weapons wisely.
I had a big red one, no COD. I couldn't find a way how to make one. Digipack, smoking big blunts. Nitro circuits by the big stunt. A big stunt. I'm getting to it as soon as I wake up. As soon as I wake up. If I get in my head, I try to get out of my bed. I do not give no fucks. I do what I do to get ahead.
Yeah, that's fun.
Like Metal Gear. Silence, nigga, I don't have no fear. I made it out, yeah, I'm in the clear. Crazy change, oh yeah, I disappear.
I mean, low-key, I think everything is pretty good right now.
I got no tears, yeah. I got no tears. I need to get the fuck out of here. When I'm up on that stage, you gon' see them cheer. Late at night in their dreams, I'm the one they fear. Man, I'm just like an AirPod, I'm in their ear. Finna spark up a blunt, blow it in the air. I walk in the room and they all stare. It's a new era, it's right here, yeah. I don't need no new friends, cause they don't give a fuck about me anyway. If you want smoke, we can 1v1, yeah, I pull up in the lobby like any day. Blood in my mouth from these diamond fangs. 50 cal barrel, I let it bang. Big red one, no COD. I couldn't find a way how to make one. Digipack, smoking big blunts. Nitro circuits by the big stunt. A big stunt. I'm getting to it as soon as I wake up. As soon as I wake up. If I get in my head, I try to get out of my bed. I do not give no fucks. I do what I do to get ahead. Covert like Metal Gear. Silence, nigga, I don't have no fear. I made it out, yeah, I'm in the clear. Crazy change, oh yeah, I disappear. Foreign bitch, I'm gone. No serial killers, we can go and get you gone. Yeah, bitch, I left to the bank. Yeah, all of your music stink. Like who the fuck gave you ring? How much money you made? Nah, all this shit is cat dog. Put him on a map, bro. And he switched up. Guess he really that, bro. She hit me on the fence too. I just fucked a thick hoe. She got lit to the bad dog.
Yeah, went to the bank with a gang, let's make a deposit. Talking that shit on the net, all they do is gossip. She wanna fuck with me, bitch, she look like a auntie. I need a hoe we could bring, that look like a shanty. Yeah, keep the 40 on me like a shanty. If you know that blick gon' sing for me. Just gonna Yeah, the payment cleared and that was crucial.
Okay, let's see here. So we have Kotoka's currents. They're going to electrocute as we're doing Storm Spear. On top of that, that should go straight into... That should go Combat Frenzy to generate. Which then can be consumed by Barrage and or Charge Infusion. On top of that, we have 20% chance on hit. So if we're throwing this out, we have multi-hits while packing. We should get that even while going against a boss. We have a good chance of getting it. Might be worth also just running the other thing, Rapid Strikes, whatever it was. That one skill, potentially. Is that actually in there? Spear stab, spear skill. Yeah, Rapid Assault, potentially 6 tabs for like bossing with Red Flare Arcana with the Procket. That might be worth as well in Spear. Especially if we have the Firestorm on and the potential support does work. Rapid Assault, bam, hits. You know, you just say you're critting like 4 out of the 6 times potentially, or 3 out of the 6 times, 50%. You know, that should be just 60% chance of getting a power charge. And that's 2 attacks. I mean, that might be worth. And throw down Spear Solars too. Could be good. Spear Solars or Spear Lunars? Might be Lunars. Can we? Lunars. I think it's Lunars. ISIL taking Catalyst and the Jewel Socket after it? I couldn't tell. Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Still taking that. I'm still probably gonna go no Exploit too. I feel like it's just a lot of damage. But obviously we'll be looking at stuff. And going in and deep diving and all that good stuff later. Most of that League obviously comes out tomorrow. Alright, what do you guys think? Infinite Spear, Infinite Charge Generation, Infusion, like Spear build. I mean, what do you think is W or what? Obviously the concept is Red Flare, 20% chance on hit to generate a power charge. Obviously it kind of hinges on Choir of the Storm and potential still working to consume a power charge. But if they do work, like I said, Red Flare, 20% chance on hit. We generate Choir of the Storm, Lightning Bolt on crit, that with potential should consume power charge, give us infusion. From there, we have Kotoka's current, so this way we can do electrocution build up with lightning damage, and then that should allow Combat Frenzy to generate Frenzy, which we then should get, you know, the Frenzy charge as well. That'll be consumed either with Barrage and or Charge Infusion. On top of that, for bossing, we can do Rapid Assault. This is going to be a multi attack fast stabs. Throw down Spear of Lunaris as well, which is the, you know, kind of Hammer of God style, like multi-hit skill that looks like it has a duration and does decent damage. But with Rapid Assault plus Spear of Lunaris, Spear of Lunaris, we should get a lot of hits, meaning a lot of power charges with Cry of the Storm if it works, rocking and consuming. Should be a lot of infusions, and infusions look kind of cracked with 612% attack damage on it. Should be overall a lot of damage consistently proccing. And then we could also throw Barrage on too if we want to get even more hits out of Rapid Assault for bossing. And then for clearing, it would be basically kind of the same setup, just Storm Spear for clearing, and that's about it. What do you guys think so far? Off of that description, you think dub or what? Truex, yeah, I'm going to be Huntress. Since every other build that I was looking into basically got it unnerfed. Like, Magnetic Salva's gutted, Hexsplash, like Archmage Lich is gutted, you know. Everything's like gutted that I was looking into. That should work very well at a minimum. I mean, the skills you have there, you can't really do wrong. Facts, Truex, facts. I mean, obviously, like I said, we don't know a lot of the skills and or support gems or, you know, uniques, etc., so we don't really know the full extent, but I think the fact that, like I said, it hinges on Acquire the Storm and potential working, but if it does, a lot of those infusion explosions should be going off. Should do a good amount of damage against bossing, I would think. And then I'm sure we're going to find other stuff to throw in while playing through the new league tomorrow that could, you know, make the build even better. And we might be able to apply this too on, like, our crossbow build. Or our bow build, Huntress. Which should be pretty cracked as well, really thinking about it. I also got to swing a little bit better and, like, kind of, you know, put this out, but I think it's fine for now with the end game and stuff. Passive tree I think is pretty good. I mean, if Frazzled and like Shock Magnitude is nerfed to a point, then obviously we could respec, but I mean right now there's nothing in the patch notes, so kind of got to go off of what we have, so that should still be fine. I think the tree is good with the obviously spear stuff. Obviously going in here for more maximum lightning damage, and I feel like the penetrate with crit chance is good. We should be shocking if we're doing, you know, lightning damage on our spear, and then a spear, storm spear as well. Especially for energy charge generation, all of our fizz damage converted to lightning, so that should be good. Obviously we'll play into it to see exactly how good or bad this is going to be if we aren't generating enough frenzy charges, but we'll see there. But I mean, I think we're going to want to have magnitude regardless. So we could potentially drop this if we need to, but I think the magnitude is still going to be good because there is ways to create shock ground. Parry mech was thinking a 2-hand spear. Yeah, so the shield is the parry mech, which, you know, you can generate frenzy charges off of, like parrying and doing some other combo skills, but yeah, it's, I don't know, the 2-hand spears might be good. It's just there's no info on them, right? So we don't know what they're going to do, or if there's nodes on the tree to benefit, you know, and help that out, or what. Alright, sorry. I'm going lightning, then I started to build currency, then branch out to Lich and Huntress. Alright, it's good like league starter idea. Nothing bad about that. 1 second, I just have to answer this.
And now I'm making strides. Ain't nothing changed but the rhythm and the rhymes. Through the dice, yeah. Now I'm living life, yeah. I'm on the road and I got all of the lights, yeah. But still I ain't got it all. I'm still searching, yeah. Shrunk the circle, but they still lurking. Fuck it. Tonight we raising the glass high. Everybody eating, cause that's how we live the best life. But I see the fakes and the real. I see the jealousy build, yeah. I see the way that you feel. I see them eyeing my deal, yeah, yeah. They mistake that I'm blind. Get yours or get mine. Cause I ain't playing with that time. That's why I'm, hey.
Damn, I'm on red alert. Else you went up in the dirt, man. I don't wanna hurt, man. Nah, I don't wanna hurt. Champagne popping how I wanna let it rain, and they know that I'm on red alert. Else you went up in the dirt, man. I don't wanna hurt, man. Nah, I don't wanna hurt. Champagne popping, still I'm watching all you Judas motherfuckers.
I got eyes on my surroundings. Enemies worth money, but families worth diamonds. Friends come and go when it rains, when it snows, but the loyal ones stay through the pain, through the cold. Whoa, 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 whoa. Bass one got them bands on.
Yeah, sorry about that.
And now I realize I don't need you. All these people see through. He was talking crazy, then we turned him into thief. Baby, I'm just chasing money, but I'm sorry if I said they was talking on the net and we pull up and now it's team screw. She passed me the pie, miss her with the grabber. I've been smoking gas, my blunt look like a chimichanga. Run up reaching crazy, I promise he's a gun.
Alrighty, alrighty.
Well, I guess I might just do that. We got a problem. I feel like I'm Batman.
Well, I'm pretty happy what we have currently set up with this. I think it's a good thing. Obviously, I just need to clean it up a little bit and then just make the video on it, really. But yeah, I mean, do you guys have anything to add, obviously, to the build? Maybe shifting some stuff in the tree? Something I should add, you think, to the build in terms of skills or something, or items? Or you guys think it's good to go?
Thank you, Lockage.
Look, hey, I tried to give in so weak. I did not vibe with your energy. Shorty, I prayed to a higher up, you're meant for me. But all I was told was have no sympathy. Girl, you know you do the most, hey. That's not my forte. Little shorty, I go ghost like I don't see you in my dope. I like I'm playing Jane, look at her while she got a bow face. I told her if she think I'm cheating on her, yeah, that's no way. Oh, I ain't have enough. And yeah, I tried to teach you, but you can't learn how to love. You had me like, oh, I didn't had enough. I think our happy days are over, cause the sad ones adding up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is supposed to be a happy song. Just be grateful that you had
Let me look at GSO. I'm hoping the 100 new support gems help us revive the builds that have seemingly been killed, potentially, and with the new uniques. Use combat frenzy and charge enough. We don't have sphere for cast and shock. I don't even know if we would use cast and shock, to be honest with you, dude. I mean, we can come that bridge obviously when we get to it, but like, and we can throw in Wind Dancer. That's one thing we didn't throw in here. Or we're throwing Wind Dancer for the fun of it. Oh, not the fun of it, but just for now. There we go. I don't know if we would run it, because we gotta remember we are gonna get crit chance from base from the thing. From the Ascendancy. That's basically acting as Eye of Winter. We could double dip into it, obviously, but we'll have to see if we need it or not. We might not need Eye of Winter at all. All right. Gotcha. Interference. Try refreshing. It's fine on my end, but if it still persists after refreshing, let me know. I can try to fix it. All right. So yeah, things should be good. Now it's just about making the video and thumbnail. Bum bum ba bum ba bum ba da ba da bum ba dum. Wonder what the Path of Exile 2 Reddit is saying. Waste Management, thank you for following the channel, brother. Welcome, welcome. Theobald with the follow as well. Welcome, welcome, guys. Thank you very much. This is a spear and shield build version of Huntress? Yes, it is. What is the Reddit saying? They're just basically like looking at stuff, all the nerfs, stuff like that. Pretty much what you would expect, right? Yeah, okay. Doing great. How you doing, Waste? I'm doing occasionally thinking about what to play. Could always go Spear or Bow Huntress, Crossbow Huntress, something like that. Looks pretty strong. I think everything's good there. I want to throw some POB, but my POB crashes every 3 minutes, so that's not something I can do, sadly. Not really that I can do. Yeah, I think everything's good here. Let's see something. I'm curious, what is your opinion about the Giga nerf? It will be still okay with 0.2 patch. I'm assuming you're talking about the patch notes nerfing everything. Obviously, everything did get nerfed, but we'll obviously have to see how that feels with the 100 new support gems and new uniques, right? I mean, there could be a lot of new meta broken stuff with that brought in. But I think overall, people just need to play the patch before they judge first. Because, you know, we're looking basically through a window at this point. So a lot of stuff can change within, you know, blink of an eye. And on top of that, we could also get in and have a crap ton of fun with Huntress and other new skills and items and completely forget about all the nerfs. What's thinking about using Falling Thunder on Huntress? Falling Thunder can be pretty good. Didn't they buff Falling Thunder? Yeah, Falling Thunder projectiles now 50% more damage per power charge consumed. Yes, they did. So yeah, Falling Thunder did get pretty Giga buffed. So you'd play it, I would assume, just like Staff Monk style, just Huntress. I mean, yeah, you could waste. It's not a bad idea. Should still be pretty powerful.
She can't keep her hands off me. Both in the club, drunk, singing off key. Wonder which one of y'all coming with me tonight.
1 second. On Huntress with in stacking, and for accuracy. How would you get the int for accuracy? I'm probably missing something.
I'm still feeling myself, painkillers won't help, little mama put that press on me. Niggas too mid top self, that money don't help, I'ma make it look good, you know.
Is the passive second? I got you.
I get up and get to work, I break a bag, cause the money come first. I need a milli before they put me in a hearse. And when I'm down bad, I get to work. You know me, I get to work, I break the bag, cause the money come first. I need a milli before they put me in a hearse. And when I'm down bad, I get to
Chill, bro. I snap on these bitch ass niggas. I'm so sick and tired of this fucking job, bro. I'm so sick and tired of this fucking job, bro. I swear to God. All I want to do is make clothes and make music, nigga. That's it. I'm fucking tired of this shit, bro.
Alright, let me look at something.
Fuck around, hate them bitches, suckers know I'm ballin'. But I've been moving all them fast, you know he hollin'. Bitch, that when I'm walking, extra steady calling. My new bitch, Jeremy, know he fuck until the morning. They be saying that's my brother, way loud, and now it's down. Riding on the dick, cause the road popping like a bitch. Had nobody out dolly every day, I reminisce. I had to do something.
You gain accuracy rating equal to your intelligence, that one. It looks like a flat plus accuracy, so maybe what's like 150, 200 accuracy gain. Surely better for plus percent accuracy nodes, guessing. Yeah, true. They're pretty good here. Yeah, nothing new. Okay. Me and my brothers moving past you, we you hauling. Baby, take off my mirror, Gino talking. Fuck until the morning, baby, know I'm dog. They be saying that's my brother, way loud, and now it's down, I ain't convinced. Know they riding on the dick, cause the road popping like a bitch. Had nobody out dolly every day, I reminisce. I had to do something to get rich, this shit go quick, we hit a switch. Had to get to it, man, that makes a night of nothing. Know that pussy wet it dripping, that shit bustin'. How you gon' fuck with me, you pop out of the sudden. Fuck 'em, I can't trust them, love me all of a sudden, yeah. The good change with Huntress is now when you roll plus accuracy on gear, it won't be totally horrible and wasted. True W change. Alright, so for me, I think that's it for the stream. I gotta go do some stuff, and then obviously if I'm gonna make this video and stuff like that, I gotta clean this up and then start making the videos, so it's not really too much we can do here on stream. Obviously I'm gonna be back tomorrow before League goes live. We'll be playing that, grinding, and obviously making videos and all that. I just kind of wanted to do obviously a short stream, and I also want to get sleep and other stuff, so this way I'm prepared for tomorrow and not going to bed at 3-4 a.m. like last night with the patch notes dropping and all that. So gonna try to hopefully get another build out for today, like another league start, whether that be the spear or something else that I cook up. I'll try to get it out hopefully before like 7-8 o'clock tonight, and then yeah, we'll get that, and then we'll be live tomorrow to just kind of chill and vibe. Obviously, if anyone has any more questions or anything they need, questions about league starter guides or anything like that, obviously ask me in the community Discord. Just ! Discord and chat, which I'll put there for you guys. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining and vibing out with me. Obviously, there is a new video for the Bill Huntress. If you guys want to check that out, much appreciated if you just go there, go like on it. But yeah, I'll be live tomorrow. I'll keep everybody updated in the Discord when that's going live, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out, everybody.